iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome in, race fans, here to the Miami Homestead Speedway, home of the Mickey's Tax Service. Here tonight, it is, of course, our championship night here at the Miami Homestead Speedway. Red Light Racing has been racing, well, since before the, Thanksgiving and Halloween holidays. These drivers have competed from, it looks like the Bristol Motor Speedway. We've been to Charlotte, Phoenix, Texas, North Wilkesboro, Darlington, Pocono, Sonoma, Kansas, along with Atlanta, Iowa, Michigan, Las Vegas, Nashville, and right here to the Miami Homestead Speedway here tonight as our championship race. Who are the drivers that are going to be competing tonight in the championship? That's right, 4 drivers here tonight are competing for a chance to take home the championship here tonight in season number 14 for the Scrambler series. Those drivers are DJ Anderson, Chris Hammett, James Skelton, along with the wily veteran of Max Terriel. So 4 of the best drivers this season, that is who it will all come down to. So we're getting ready to go racing here tonight, here at the Miami Homestead Speedway. 100 laps around the mile-and-a-half. Very interesting speedway. The Miami Homestead Speedway is a mile-and-a-half speedway with 4 turns, 18 to 20 degrees progressive banking through all 4 corners, and a very mere 3 degrees of banking on the straightaways here tonight at the Miami Homestead Speedway. We're getting ready to go racing here in just a couple of moments as qualifying looks like it is officially going to be in the books here tonight. So your starting lineup here tonight for the final time this season, brought to us by our friends over at SimBox. You don't have a button box, race fans? Well, don't worry. SimBox can build you a custom-made button box for your liking. Taking orders now over at facebook.com/SimBoxPC. This is your starting lineup here tonight for the Mickey's Tax Service 100. Dalton Williamson will snag the pole here tonight. He had quick time in our practice session. He'll take the pole in qualifying. The outside will be car number 2, the driver out of Florida, the same team as Dalton Williamson, but this car tonight driven by Michael Trevarthen. Behind them, a championship favorite, car number 86, a 2-time champion, James Skelton. And to the outside of him, car number 42, it is Max Terriel. Back into P number 5 here tonight, the Alien, driving car number 64. That'll be Jason Wells. DJ Anderson, another one of those championship hopeful drivers. He'll start back there into 6th. It's the Six Rings Racing number 912 entry out of Virginia. Eric Stout will start 7th, while Shanika Single, car number 11, will start back in 8th. A.J. Hamill in the Arts Barbershop number 18 will start back there into the 9th position, while 10th will be the number 24 of Zach Mitchell. There he is, Chris Hammett, going to start way deep into the field here tonight. He'll start back into the 11th spot. Ethan Troutman, car number 62, will go from the 12th starting position here tonight. 13th on the call here, though, will be the 13 out of Massachusetts. This will be the Randy Hips, Walkers, and Canes entry of Joshua Buckley. Back into the 14th spot, car number 43 out of the Strano Brothers Racing Road Rage Accessories number 43. Joe Strano will go 14th, 15th to the number 4 of Jeffrey Souza. It's the Turbo Dork Radical Paints number 98 of Ryan O'Donnell. He'll start back 16th. 17th on the call here tonight will go to the driver of the Adventure in Pixels, 01 of Richard Murdoch. Roy Fernandez out of Michigan will start back there into the 18th spot as Rob Higgins will go 19th. 20th will be Brandon Feeney, and back into the 21st position here tonight. That'll be Kevin O'Brien. Dan Murphy Jr. back in 22nd. 23rd here tonight. Then will be the driver of A.J. Watkins. Bob Higgins in the checkered flag, all display number 30, will go 24th and 25th on the call here tonight. To round out our Simbox starting field, that'll be Tony Strano. So 25 cars ready to do the battle for 100 laps here tonight at the Miami Homestead Speedway. The Mickey's Tax Service 100 about to go green flag racing. It's been since the 2022 calendar year since we've gone racing here with the drivers of Red Light Racing. So they're geared up. We're geared up, race fans. We hope you're buckled in and ready to go racing here at Homestead. Because this track, we're going to see him down around the bottom, in the middle, and way high and wide. Pace car down and off the racing surface. Here we come. Early green flag jump here by the 86 of James Skelton. As we're to lead them 2 by 2 to turn number 1 here on lap number 1. See which one of these drivers, the inside lane, usually is the dominant one in the early portion of the races here at Miami. As that exactly looks like that will be the case. James Skelton will boot scoop boogie to the inside, and he will take the race lead down the back straightaway. First battle side by side. We'll be back there for the 4th and 5th position, and that is actually going to go to Shanika Single. Single making the move on the outside, flexing a little muscle there that time. Take a look at the left-hand side of the screen, race fans. The drivers that are lit up in red here tonight. Those are the drivers we will be watching, putting the eyes on here tonight. As those are the drivers that are competing for the championship. Those are the drivers we will all have to keep an eye on to see who will finish this one ahead of each. They tell me it's the first one to the checkered flag is the one that will win the championship here tonight. Ryan O'Donnell back there a little bit, back to the 11th position. There's the Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry. The Appleseed color here tonight for Turbo Dork number 98. Ryan made the playoffs, unfortunately getting knocked out in the first round of the playoffs, so just coming out here trying to snag a win before the end of the season. There you see the field at the front as single file themselves out. You got to go back here to AJ Hamel. As Roy Fernandez to the inside of the number 918. So 2 rookies right now battling for the 13th and the 14th position. Right now, Fernandez going to get the better of Hamill, and then there's Sousa and Murdoch, Feeney, Trevarthen. That's how they are right here. There's Brandon Feeney, the Liquid Molly entry down on the bottom side. So that's Michael Trevarthen trying to work around the outside. Take a ride on board here with the Cowboy, Rob Higgins. Higgins back here running into the 19th position where he started, trying to get around to the outside. You see the outside starting to become a little more popular between these drivers. As you see Randy the Macho Man riding on board that number 40 of Rob Higgins. Brandon Feeney down to the inside. You haven't missed anything up front, race fans. It's still going to be James Skelton over Max Terrett and DJ Anderson. There you see it actually as we come back to the front of the field here. James Skelton, Max Terrell, DJ Anderson. A new Fox theme for the number 51 of DJ Anderson. There you see it. Got Miami on the side of that one. Maybe trying to bring him a little luck. That truck looked a little loose, though, that time. Here comes Sean Single. He'll take a bid to the inside, down the front straightaway. Will he be able to put it? He will not. It looks like he just hit a brick wall out there of air. And the number 11 of Sean Single will fall back in line. Jason Wells going to try and use that progressive banking to get a run off of turn number 2. Will he be able to get to the quarter panel of the truck number 11? He will not. Chris Hammett, though, right there, the Scots number 6. He's one of those championship hopeful. He was the worst of the big 4 in the qualifying. Started deep outside the top 10. So right now, Zach Mitchell is right out in front of Chris Hammett. As you see, Chris Hammett's trying to take a bid. Look at these drivers. One down on the bottom. That was the 24 of Zach Mitchell. Mitchell going to get a little piece of that inside apron. Bounced that truck right up the speedway. But you also saw coming into the picture there, Eric Stout. He was running way, way outside, right up against the fence line. So as he rode the fence, you saw all the different lines that are capable of being run here tonight at Miami. Now Zach Mitchell is going to hold that spot. We see Troutman losing a couple of spots there. Everybody playing nice here tonight on championship night. Fernandez in the Black Rifle Coffee entry. Picking up another spot from Joe Strano. Next time by, we'll put 10 laps in the books here tonight, and they've all been chasing James Skelton. There you see the Cayman's Boats, number 86 here tonight. The Fisherman trying to take his 3rd championship. Question is, though, will he be able to do it? Because he's got Max Terrell and DJ Anderson already right there. Chris Hammett picked up 1 spot, so he's now 7. Still has a lot of work to do. Has to pass 3 more cars, and it looks like he's actually closing in on the front pack. So as he closes in on the front pack here tonight, this could be a 4-horse race for the first green flag pit stop tonight. Estimated 30 to 35 laps, pushing the most of the fuel here tonight. Driver utilizing the way outside, and it is working for him. That's the 62 of Ethan Troutman, the driver out of Tennessee. Making the outside lane work down in turns 1 and 2. Goes right back down to the bottom side here in 3 and 4. Eric Stout and then Joshua Buckley right there. Eric Stout right now currently your highest running rookie, the driver out of Arlington, Virginia, the Movember Flow Racing Race Labs entry. Look at Troutman. We talked about him going to the outside, down in 1 and 2. You see him, he's going to work the bottom side down here in 3 and 4. You see him go right down, just about there, touching the left front on the white line. Well, see if you can get as close as you can to that white line. There's the race leaders as they come by to be 12 laps officially in the books here tonight, championship night. Max got a little tight that time down in turns 1 and 2. Nose started to drift up the speedway. Anderson closes in, but not going to be able to really make anything happen down the back straightaway. And he's going to be very mindful, I'm sure, here tonight. And I'm sure tonight's going to be a monkey see, monkey do between the championship 4. You don't want to really get too far off the sequence. And because you get off the sequence and then, well, if something bad happens, you're kind of stuck. Where if you stay on the same sequence as your competitors, you might be able to outrace them. The problem is you're going to have to get on and off of pit road here tonight with no issues. That's going to be something we're going to have to watch for tonight to see if any of these drivers make those mistakes. Miami is one of those tracks we normally see very long green flag runs. As you saw Max Terrell take a quick look to the outside right rear quarter panel on the number 86 of James Skelton. Pushing him down the straightaway a little bit there. Get those 2 trucks linked up together. Just letting James know, hey, I'm back here. If you make the mistake, we're going to have to come through. That's how it looks from behind the race leader. Another one knocked down here tonight. 15 in the books. Joshua Buckley trying to make some pressure here to get around Eric Stout. Looks like Josh Buckley will be able to complete the pass. Here comes Ryan O'Donnell in that Turbo Dork Radical Paints. The applesauce. Oh boy, a little contact. The Appleseed entry getting a little donut possibly on the right-hand side of that truck. I'm telling you, race fans, that's a good-looking truck. There it is. Take a look at it. That green, number 98, the Turbo Dork Radical Paints, Appleseed color on there tonight. Look at Fernandez. Fernandez trying to go high, wide, handsome around the outside. Hope Melissa's got her racing socks on because Roy is on the hunt. He's hungry like a wolf. He's picked up 6 spots here tonight. It's the most spots gained by a driver in the field. Something we didn't allude to is the 2 drivers that qualified on the front row here tonight did not start on the front row. They did go to the back of the field. That was the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen and the 61 of Dalton Williamson. Both those drivers did elect to start from shotgun position here tonight. As you see, Joe Strano, that Road Rage Accessories entry. Driver out of Appleton, Wisconsin. Always representing the Road Rage Accessories Victory Junction gang, the Green Forest Tree Supply, and of course Draft Top on the back quarter panel of that machine. Ryan O'Donnell says, anything you can do, I can do better. He has absolutely gone straight top shelf. I don't know if that was intentional or not, because that driver, that truck was way, way up against the boards, as you see Fernandez now try to take the spot. The snake of trucks down the front straightaway. Fernandez just going to continue to work the bottom side of the speedway as O'Donnell has been up to the top side there. He's not come back down to the bottom side yet. There might be a small hole if he wants to go to the bottom, as he'll get all over the back end of the 969 there, Fernandez. That Cuban Rocket looking like he is going places. 7 spots now gained for the driver out of Michigan. I guess you can't just call a guy from Michigan because there's plenty of them in the field here tonight. Ryan O'Donnell, one of those Michigan drivers, along with Roy Fernandez, and a couple sprinkled through the field. And we're talking about the driver right there, the 969, Fernandez. Chris Hammett continues to try and draw closer to the front of the field. Pass here as DJ Anderson's trying to work the top side, seeing if he can get around the number 42 of Max Terrio. He's been side by side with him, just has not been able to complete it. Now Anderson going to dive down to the bottom side here in 3. Turn 3 seems to be the spot where everybody's been down around the bottom. 1 and 2, it's a mixed bag of tricks of where you want to run. And it won't work for the 51 of DJ Anderson, so he'll tuck back in line, try and get a little bit of pull off the back bumper of the 42. There you see him. He's up top. He's going to get a great run. See if he goes back down to the bottom or if he stays behind the 42. He'll look back down to the bottom. Here comes DJ Anderson. Didn't think a couple of weeks ago his chances were very good on making it here to Homestead, as he'll slide up with a small little bit of one of those things they call a slide job. But here comes the 42 of Max Terrio. Now will DJ Anderson, though, be in the position that he wants to be, right to the outside there as he enters turn number 1. We've seen the truck be very good on the high side of turn 1 and 2. He'll pull even on exit. not able to complete the pass 100% by the time they get to turn 3. So now he has to be mindful and see how much of that tire, how much wheel does he want to put into that 51 here tonight. And it'll be the drag race to the start-finish line. Pit stops look like they are coming. Here comes a couple drivers to pit road. There's Roy Fernandez. He's already done with his stop. He was the first one to pit road. A couple other drivers. One driver out of control coming to pit road. That'll be the 940, or that is the 941 of Dan Murphy Jr. Everybody else looks like they will be able to make it to their pit stall. Murphy coming in there and just, made some contact with the inside wall. As it looks like here, everybody now coming. Everybody's going to come to pit road. No mistakes. That's what you're looking for right now. If you're one of the race leaders, no mistakes. Souza will stay out, so he will take over the race lead. He likes to play the strategy, get off sequence a little bit. Looking like these drivers that are all pitting. One mistake back there. That is going to be Eric Stout. Made a little mistake in the Flow Racing number 912 entry, so it's going to put him behind the 8 ball. As you race off pit road, it's going to be James Skelton. Max Terrell comes out right there. So does DJ Anderson, Sean Single, Chris Hammett. They're all right here. Chris Hammett going to pick up one spot on pit road, so you're going to try and pick him up any way you can. A good stop by crew number 6. Souza still the race leader, but he has now elected to come to pit road. There you see him in the triad. Number 4 entry. Looks like they're dropped the jack, but there goes the race leader. James Skelton once again finds himself out front here tonight at Miami. Green flag pit cycle officially has been completed. This is how they're running on the speedway. There's James Skelton. He's been able to lead all but 2 laps of this event here tonight. Max Terrell, he will come out running in 2nd position after the green flag pit cycle. DJ Anderson back there in car number 51. He is being scored in 3rd. Sean Single right now is being scored into the 4th position. And I was told if Shanika can podium here tonight, race fans, he has, some classical jokes here tonight that he wants to share. So he's running 4th right now, looking pretty good for Scooby-Doo in the Shanika Single entry. Chris Hammett's back here running in 4th, but he's got a mirror full of the alien car number 64, Jason Wells. And then it's going to be Roy Fernandez and the Black Raffle Coffee, number 969. Driver out of Lansing, Michigan. Zach Mitchell from just up the road there in Minnesota. Zach Mitchell back here currently running into the 8th spot, while Ethan Troutman is back there in 9th. And Joshua Buckley actually falls a spot here under the green flag pit cycle. He'll be running into the 10th spot. That's your top 10 here at the Miami Homestead Speedway after the first round of green flag pit cycles. That is the top 2, 3, 4, and into the picture 5 and 6. That's how they're running their come by this time. They're complete lap number 29 here in championship night for the Mickey's Tax Service 100. And it's almost tax service, race fans, so if you're here in the United States, it's almost time to pay Uncle Sam. Well, who do you got to contact to make sure all your tax preparations are in, the correct needed order? Well, look no further than Mickey's Tax Service. Contact them today and get your tax return tomorrow. Cayman's boat entry. You wonder what James Skelton's going to do when he gets his tax return. Is it going to be another brand new super yacht, mega yacht? And will it be accompanied by a championship here with Red Light Racing? Skelton still working the bottom side of the speedway as you see the 51 of DJ Anderson trying to make the bid to the inside of the 42. He was there a couple times before the green flag pit cycle. Just was never able to make anything really happen for him. Still a very long way to go here tonight. This is, by mileage, one of the longer races of the season. So nothing happening really up front here. You got to go all the way back here. Richard Murdoch, his truck's damaged. You see the rear end damage on the Adventure in Pixel 01 here tonight. That's going to be a hard one to come back from here with this very aerodynamic needed track, as Murdoch is back into the 18th position, currently sitting. Not a good run so far here tonight for Richard Murdoch. Yeah, you can see the spoiler all bent up on that camera shot that time out of 4. Troutman trying to defend off that number 24, the DuPont Chevrolet. That is going to be Zach Mitchell down to the inside there. And we've seen that the 62 of Troutman run that high line a lot here in the early going. We'll see if he continues to run that, as he'll lose the spot. Zach Mitchell will take it, and he'll give him a shove all the way down the straightaway into turn number 1. You ask why Miami Homestead Speedway for a championship race? Well, tonight's race already shows it, as we've seen drivers work the way extreme outside. We've seen them work through the middle there where Roy Fernandez is, and we've seen the bottom side of the speedway work. So you can pass all 3 grooves here at Homestead if you're willing to risk it and throw it up against the outside retaining wall. There's a lot of time to be gained up top, but it's very risky. And there you see the 24 and the 62. They both go to the outside to see if they can get a run back on the number 9, 69 of Roy Fernandez. You're watching the best battle here on the speedway, and it's back here for the 7th, 8th, and 9th position currently on the racetrack, as, yeah, James Skelton may be pretty much the same distance to Max Terriel, but I'm not really threatened or worried that those top 3 competitors here tonight are really willing to race themselves here in the early portions of this one. You gotta be around at the end if you're a championship competitor, because you want to have a chance. Late race restart, maybe throw some 2 tires on, some no tires on, fill them up with fuel, and allow them to get out there and race. Anything can happen. We've seen it all the time here with Red Light Racing. What do you say we take a ride on board with Max Terriel? Max drove it in hard that time. Thought he might get to the back bumper of the 86 of James Skelton, but he stayed out of it. 2 veterans right now battling for the race top spot. DJ Anderson just behind with Sean Single and Chris Hammett back into the 5th spot. Just doing some quick math calculations here with my Pennsylvania education and looking at it. These drivers here tonight, we estimated 35 laps, but then again, take a peek at the time fall off. These drivers were already 2+ seconds slower a lap. So as soon as one driver came to pit road, it kind of opened up the floodgates on lap number 25. So that might put us into a situation of seeing these drivers pit back on lap 25, lap 50, and lap 75, and then it'd be all the way to the end of the 100 lap scheduled distance. Problem is, if we got one of those late race yellows, you might see things start to change. And we talked about here with Red Light how we normally get stretched out here. We go green flag racing, especially here at the Miami Homestead Speedway, where we don't see too many people really make too many mistakes. And I'm not saying it can't happen, but there's a lot of racing room out there, and these drivers, some of the best on the iRacing.com platform. As there you see James Skelton still continuing to lead the way. Let's take a look a little deeper into the field right now. A.J. Hamill coming up on the number 43. That is the Joe Strano entry. Strano down to the bottom side. A.J. in the Project Confusion number 918. trying to make a bid. See if he can get something rolling here. AJ down 3 spots from where he has started. Joe has picked up 3 spots, so 3 and 3 here, now 2 and 2, as here comes the number 98. He's confused, he's making a pass. I didn't know he knew how to do that, race fans. AJ, one of the members of Thursday night, the Short Tracks Scrambler Series, presented by the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, and that leads us to, well, we got to give a huge shout out to the Checkered Flag Auto Supply and everything that Rob Higgins does, and Bob Higgins, along with, well, or even throw Joshua Buckley into that mix now, but the Higgins family, a huge supporter here with Red Light Racing. Of course, Bob owning and operating the Checkered Flag Auto Supply up there in Ayer, Massachusetts, over on Park Street. Make sure if you're ever in the Ayer area, make sure you stop over at our friends with the Checkered Flag Auto Supply and just go over and talk to Bob. Bob's a great character. Anytime you get to talk to him, he's got stories upon stories from back in the day, and they're always very interesting, as obviously Bob has lived a life that not a lot of us have, and he's even traveled the world, race fans. Traveled the world for Bob Higgins. We all need to be a little like Bob Higgins. I want to be like Bob Higgins. Right now, though, James Skelton wants to be like James Skelton because he's a champion and he's battling for another one. You see, he's really in defensive mode right now. Max Tarrant has made the move to the inside. He's made the move to the outside, and James Skelton has been able to counterpunch all night long here so far. Chris Hammett is back there running in 5th. We talked about him tonight. He qualified outside the top 10. He's obviously worked himself up 6 spots, and now he's got truck number 6 here sitting in the 5th position. It's so hard to catch up here in these trucks. They do punch a big hole in the air, and you do get a huge suck down the straightaways. The problem is the straightaways just ain't long enough. He would like them to be, called about another 300 to 500 yards bigger here for Chris Hammett. Right on board here. See exactly what's out in front of him. Sean Single looks like he's slowly closing in on DJ Anderson, but Chris Hammett has just kind of been back here, not really making up a lot of ground, and laps will start to close down because we're closing in on the halfway portion of this one. As, yeah, you can see now that Sean Single's definitely closed in on the number 51. He's just about there now to really start to put the pressure on to possibly challenge for that 4th position, or that 3rd position, sorry. Sean is running currently back there in 4th. Trying to take a spot away. Joe Strano, Michael Trevarthen, that is 12th and the 13th position. Michael Trevarthen slides up in front of Joe Strano, hoping that he doesn't get road rage. And yes, race fans, that was supposed to be a little funny. I write my own jokes. I'm not Sean Single. I don't have people out there writing my jokes for me. Trevarthen with a very shallow entry that time down into the corner. Kind of hurt his exit speed, but I also saw that Roy Fernandez got a little tight, and that truck then allowed that inside lane to get the better of the run of the two. So Trevarthen takes the spot from Fernandez. Fernandez was as high one time as running into the 8th position here tonight. So Dalton Williamson in the Valvoline, number 61, making a move. Bob Higgins down on pit road. It looks like Jason Wells will be the first one of the race leaders to come to pit road. So with Wells coming to pit road, here comes Roy Fernandez. He'll come to pit road too. So those two drivers. Here comes Ryan O'Donnell. He'll come sliding in. Will James Skelton come this time, or will he stay out at least a time or two? We're about to find out. Skelton looks like he will keep it high. And he will stay out here tonight at the Miami Homestead Speedway. Still the race leader for James Skelton. Been able to lead all but 2 laps as more drivers come into pit road. Here comes now the 62, the 43 coming to pit road. There were no pit stop penalties on the first round of green flag pit cycles. See if the pit road police tighten up the scrutiny a little bit and who will get knocked for... Oh, here they come. 2 drivers to pit road, both sideways. James Skelton hard on the brakes. He was one way, he was the other way. He held on to it, and he's actually going to bring the 42 of Max Terrell and Chris Hammett down. They will leave DJ Anderson out like a sheet on the line trying to dry. So DJ Anderson, Sean Single stay out here. They're going to complete another lap at least over the race leaders. Jeffrey Souza also staying out. Other than that, pit road, look at it, is a very busy place here tonight. Races can be won or lost in the pits, as there you see Shanika Single and Jeffrey Souza coming to pit road. That should cycle things out very quickly to the number 4 of Jeffrey Souza, along with Max Terrill. There you see DJ Anderson coming into his pit. Souza has yet to come to pit road. There you see the Triad Racing entry. Plus 14 positions, but he will be the last one once again to come to pit road. And it looks like he's possibly slowing yet to come to pit road. So the number 4, the driver out of Somerset, coming to pit road. Oh, caution flag on the speedway, and that might just save Jeffrey Souza as he was on pit road. Problems for Kevin O'Brien, the driver out of Australia, has brought the caution flag out here just after the halfway point tonight. As I'm also being told, big woes for James Skelton, as it took him 4 seconds extra in pit road. So first, let's go back and see what happened to Kevin O'Brien here. Looks like he was just coming out of pit road, and that truck made the left off the racing surface. Not sure if something happened to Kevin O'Brien, but he banked the left. So that truck then will go to pit road, and that's what's going to bring the caution flag out. So there's your race leader. The problem is, what happened to James Skelton that he was so far behind the rest of the group? Looks like a couple takers towards the midfield will come to pit road, and they will get topped off with fuel. Dan Murphy Jr. getting the Lucky Dog recipient here, so Dan Murphy Jr. will go back around. Let's watch this back. Let's watch James Skelton come to pit road. You see him, he's hot and heavy. He's on the brakes, sideways on the brakes, and looks like he's all right. See if something happens with him coming into his box here. Comes in, and oh yeah, just overshot the pit stall, had to back it up, and see, he can't quite get centered in. Then he gets centered in. That's exactly what went wrong for the 86 of James Skelton. So a mistake there by James Skelton will put him behind the 8 ball. But the caution flag here tonight will actually bail him out, so it will allow them to all close back up together. So interesting here tonight at the Miami Homestead Speedway, as your race leader, who was dominating here tonight, now going to be coming through the traffic here to see if he can work his way back in contention to this one. As the caution lights are on here tonight at the Miami Homestead Speedway, we're going to take a quick break here. We'll be back for more racing action here tonight for the Mickey's Tax Service 100 for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series, presented by Red Light Racing.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome back here to Miami Race Fans as we are geared up and ready to go back racing. It will be 56 laps here tonight in the Mickey's Tax Service 100 Championship night from Miami Homestead Speedway to the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series. See the iRacing.com pace car. It makes the abrupt left-hand turn, and we're ready to go back racing. Green flag into the air. Here we come back up through the 4 speeds. Good start there by the number 42 of Max Terriel. He'll lead him down into the corner. Will the 51, though, of DJ Anderson be able to get the steam rolling on the high side? He challenges back. He'll put the front splitter, the front nose of that truck to the outside, as he'll try to battle in the 3 and 4. Won't be good enough. It'll be the 42 of Max Terriel leading the way at the stripe. 1 car, 2 trucks into the wall. Couple of them bouncing off each other. And oh boy, hang on to work there. The number 40 of Rob Higgins. The 912 of Eric Stout up into the outside wall. A lot of damage to that truck. There you see the Flow Racing 912 entry. He is very wounded and damaged. Rob Higgins back there. He's got sparks of flying smoke coming out the back of this one, as the Macho Man's going to snack into a Slim Jim, and it's not going to be good tonight here for Rob Higgins. Battle for the race lead, though. DJ Anderson has not turned around and said die yet tonight. He is now riding. Look at him. Oh, he is way up against the outside wall. He'll slice down below. Now he'll try to go to the inside here on Max Terriel. This is the battle for the race lead. There's the 51. DJ Anderson has it. Max going to do the veteran thing. He'll lift out of the throttle. He'll slide back into line. Now Max Terriel will be scored in second. DJ Anderson is the race leader. Here comes the 42 again. Block for block down the front straightaway. Anderson throws the block and then goes to the high side here. This is how he got the race lead. Max is right there on the bottom. Anderson going to try and come down the banking. Max coming up the banking, and oh, that was a close one. I thought they were going to come together on the exit of turn number 2, but DJ Anderson is the race leader. Max Terriel is in second. Sean Single, he's sitting there in third, and sideways for Shanika. Shanika saw the race lead. He thought he could get there. And he got it sideways, all sorts of out of shape. Saved it, but now let it throw him back into the clutches. That's the 86 of James Skelton right there. Chris Hammond is also right there. Zach Mitchell, Ethan Troutman, and Jeffrey Souza as everybody. Oh, look at Sean Single block the... Oh, James Skelton just going to straight turn the 11 machine. James Skelton turns Sean Single down the back straightaway. Single does a 360 kickflip and keeps it going. Wow, what did I just see between two drivers inside the top 5? Take a look back at it. Skelton throws a little bit of a block and... Or not Skelton, Single throws a little bit of block, and James Skelton right into the left rear quarter panel and turns the 11 around. Look at Sean Single spin down to the inside, gets it going, and just hammers right back in. There's the battle at the race lead. Look at the ticker, the right-hand side. The top 4 drivers are 4 championship drivers. So your top 4, all the drivers that are in contention to win a championship. It's the first one across the start-finish line will win the championship. We'll see if James Skelton's truck has any damage done to her, as here comes the number 6 now, Chris Hammett. Skelton going to hold the 6 down to the inside. I think I do see a small crinkle on the right front fender of the Toyota, as Chris Hammett tried to side draft a little bit there, and that car got out of shape from the air. Now James going to try and pinch the 6 of Chris Hammett, and Chris Hammett's going to spin the 86 around, and A.J. Hamill almost getting in contact. He just had to Tokyo drift that one. So James Skelton making some more contact out there tonight. That'll be the second caution flag of the night. James Skelton coming into the night here tonight, picking up 4 wins on the season, the most wins of any of our drivers in red light this season. We're going to have to see if we go a little bit farther back, as we already see the Cayman Boats 86 going around. Looked like James maybe wanted to come down and throw a block, pinch the A6 car down, and Chris Hammett said that is not going to happen. See the contact, watch the 86, drift it, loses it. AJ Hamill comes on in sideways. AJ Slideways is what they used to call him. Maybe that nickname coming back here for AJ Hamill. So a wild one. That'll bring everybody to pit road, though, here under the second caution flag. Now they're out of sequence. They're not on the bubble. They needed to at least go to 75, I think, to be able to consider not pitting anymore here this evening. Here's the race off pit road. It'll be Jeffrey Souza with a 2-tire stop. Max Terriel, DJ Anderson, Chris Hammett, Ethan Troutman, Zach Mitchell, A.J. Hamill, Michael Trevarthen, Dalton Williamson, and Jason Wells. Take another quick commercial break here from the Miami Homestead Speedway. We'll be back to finish this one off here for Championship Night.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back here to Homestead Race Fans. The lights are off on the pace car, so that means we're getting ready to go back racing here tonight. It'll be 69 out of the 100 laps, as we've had 2 back-to-back caution flags here tonight, involving a couple of our front runners here tonight. The last one involving the number 6 of Chris Hammett and the 86 of James Skelton, 2 championship drivers making some contact, and around the 86 went. Call it a 2-car tango is what brought that caution flag out. As we're ready to go, it'll be Souza with a 2-tire stop. Max Terrell, TJ Anderson, and the rest of the Hungry Wolves behind him on 4 fresh Goodyear Racing rubbers. So Jeffrey Souza taking those 2 tires. I think this is one of those tracks where you might be able to hang on with those 2 tires. As we'll go back racing, it'll be 69 out of the 100 laps completed here tonight in the Mickey's Tax Service 100. Green flag back into the air. Here we go to turn number 1. .42 of Max Terrell with a really good run, though, to the outside as, the caution lights are going to come on right away. Sean Single pulling away, and a lot of smoke bellowing out of the back of that Cartoon Network number 11. He got spun off the front bumper of James Skelton to put him that far back behind the 8 ball, and now the caution lights. We'll have to see what happened. Let's take the look as there's James Skelton down to the inside. We'll watch it back again, race fans, but it didn't look too good the first time. Let's see the second time. Different angle. As, the same 2 tangos down to the inside. Camera got a little lost on that one. Let's take the look back again. So James Skelton, Sean Single making a little more contact for the second time here tonight. The number 11 truck will go around, and Roy Fernandez nowhere to go. He got caught up in that one also. But hey, it'll be the lucky dog for Dan Murphy Jr. once again in the 941. So Dan Murphy Jr. going to come back around here. He'll get a lap back. So driver out of Pepperell, Massachusetts. Trying to figure out what racetrack that is in Dan Murphy Jr.'s photo. I want to say it's Thompson, but I'm not quite sure. I think it's Thompson. Does anybody out there know where that track is? I don't know if you guys can quite see the background of the picture there of the 941. Maybe we'll get Dan one day to answer that question for us. A lot of these drivers, though, I'm noticing taking the caution flag here, and they are coming to pit road. It's a split decision by a lot of these drivers. Max Terrell and Chris Hammett stay out. DJ Anderson comes in. You're right there on the border at this point, so if we go green to the end, it's going to be very, very close. Yeah, it was just fuel there for DJ Anderson, Zach Mitchell, and the gang that are behind him. That's all that was. So those drivers will now be buried deep into the field here. And it should be right around 25, 26 laps when we do go back racing here tonight at Homestead. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back and finish this one hopefully off and crown yourselves a champion.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
And look at that, perfect timing back here at Homestead. It'll be lap 74 in the books here as we're back green flag racing. It's championship night. The front two there. The number 42, Max Terrell, will lead us into one. Look at the Hornets' Nest that are now behind the top two spots here. It's Max Terrell, Chris Hammett, Ethan Troutman, Michael Trevarthen is inside the top four for the first time tonight. You see the 62 and the 2 machine on each other's doors through 3 and 4. 25 laps to go. And there it is. Remember, the drivers lit up in red are the drivers in the championship. They were all inside the top 4 at one point. Now they're spread through sideways for the 61 of Williamson. Williamson was sideways in the corner, hangs onto it. Didn't really lose much ground either, as now he'll get to the bottom side in front of the number 43 of Joe Strano. Strano's truck is going to just take off up the hill. As Josh Buckley will take him into the inside of the 86 of James Skelton just behind them. The Skelton trying to come back through yet. After 2 scuffles here tonight, his night not quite over with yet. Still has something to prove. Max Terrell just turned the fastest lap of the evening last time by. See what kind of lap time he puts down this time at the line. Somebody scraping the wall back there. That was Ryan O'Donnell. Fastest time of the night now. Ethan Troutman now holds that. So Troutman, who's running the high side of the Rheem Chevrolet, having the top time as he's trying to get through here. He's got the Miracle Grow number 6, though, out in front of him. Got to remember, he's running for a championship. Oh, sideways into the wall, the 62. And that's going to be calamity on the front straightaway. James Skelton involved. His night looks to be over. Oh, DJ Anderson, who put himself behind the 8 ball, involved also with the 4th caution flag of the evening. All started off turn 2, got a little loose for the 62, and the caution flag will come out. Take a look. Sideways for the 2, sideways for the 62. Williamson nowhere to go. Right on board with James Skelton. Just like that, the hole can close, and that's exactly what it did for Skelton. Williamson also involved in this one. See the 2 bobbles down low, the 62 bobbles on the outside. And just like that, a bunch of drivers wrapped up in this one. And this is going to change a lot of things. 2 drivers inside the championship. 4 wrapped up in this one. Call it the big one. DJ Anderson down on pit road. There you see the 51. He is sitting. The front nose piece knocked off of that one. There you see it's caved in. The Fox Racing Miami entry here tonight. Donald wants to ride along with the 62. Well, you know what? You got it. It's a good thing I'm not in VR. Can tell you that. DJ Anderson coming back out onto the speedway. There you see the driver of car number 51. Come back out, but a lot of damage. I don't know. There's James Skelton. He is out of his car. Cayman Boats entry, the driver out of South Carolina. Championship hopes for championship number 3 is up, and it's in the smoke as that truck is completely tore apart. Zach Mitchell, if I'm not mistaken, will now be the race leader. Take a look at it. It is Zach Mitchell, Jeffrey Souza, AJ Hamill, Chris Hammett. Tony Strano up 20 spots currently to be running into P number 5. Max Terriel did come to pit road. He'll be back in 6th. Michael Trevarthen in 7th. Richard Murdoch back in 8th. Randall Donnie 9th. And Joe Strano will round out the top 10. That's how they're being scored currently here after the 4th caution flag of the evening. The big one happening taking out DJ Anderson and James Skelton. So 2 of the championship 4 involved in that one. Chris Hammett, by the way, did come to pit road. We told you a couple drivers came to pit road here. Chris Hammett took 2 tires. Tony Strano took 2 tires. Max Terriel took 4 tires. Your top 3 drivers did not come to pit road. So Zach Mitchell, Jeffrey Souza, and AJ Hamill all out there on older tires. They pitted last on lap number 73. It'll be 18 laps to go here tonight on the Mickey's Tax Service 100 for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series presented by Red Light Racing. Here we go, ready to go. 2x2 back into the restart zone. Green flag into the air. Zach Mitchell firing back off. Everybody is going to be good on fuel from this point forward, so let's see what happens here tonight. See if we can get this one wound back up. See those drivers trying to hug the white line, but the banking just pushes them up. AJ Hamill a little loose sideways as the number 6 of Chris Hammett was up on the outside of him. Driver absolutely trying to use the Kyle Larson line. That is going to be Richard Murdoch. Ryan O'Donnell sideways back there. The Appleseed green machine. Max Terriel trying to get to the bottom side here. Chris Hammett trying to work the outside. That's your battle. That is your battle for the championship. First one to make it to the finish line tonight will be your champion. AJ Hamill with the Project Confusion number 918 was down to the bottom. Max Terriel trying to make the inside work. Couldn't quite make it work, so he went back to the outside right behind the number 6 of Chris Hammett. They're trying to work the outside of the speedway. See if that can work for them. 6 of Hammett going to keep Hamill down there and keep him true. So he'll pass. Now it'll be, here comes the 42. Max Terriel will be able to make the pass most likely, it looks like. Possibly going to complete the pass and clear out of the corner, and that's what he does. Here comes number 2 now, Michael Trevarthen. He'll scream it around the outside. AJ fading here. Now he'll try to get to the outside. He'll duck back in line in front of the number 3 of Tony Strano. Hammett not done, though. He's going to go after the 4 of Jeffrey Souza. Souza came down and put just fuel in, where Chris Hammett at least has 2 tires, and he'll try to make those 2 tires work to his advantage. Souza to the outside. There goes the number 6 of Chris Hammett. He will clear the 4 of Souza, but will he clear? He's trying to go 2 for 1. Not going to happen. He'll now have to fall right behind the number 24. So there's a car between the 2 championship drivers right now. As Chris Hammett going to pull right up to the back end of the number 24 of Zach Mitchell. Trying to get around him. Here comes the 4 of Souza. Again, Souza's going to have a good run down the straightaway. Just going to run out of time, run out of room. Nowhere for him to go. As now Chris Hammett, he'll trying to wrap the bottom side. Has time to slide up in front. Takes that slow slide from the bottom to the top. As now it'll be Chris Hammett as the top spot runner here. As here comes the 24. He thought about going to the inside there, but he knows the situation going on. He'll fall back in line. He'll just wrap it. Oh, sideways for the 24. He'll hit the apron. Zach Mitchell going to wash up the speedway a little bit. That's going to allow Chris Hammett to gain a little bit of distance, a little bit of room now. Max trying to side draft the Souza Media Stand Analyzer.com entry. Max now looking to go through the middle. Oh, I didn't think there was going to be room for him to slot back to the outside. I thought the fender was going to be there. So Max will clear the number 4 of Souza. Souza will fall back to 4th, now 5th, as Michael Trevarthen gonna pounce instantly here tonight. Sideways for the 42. I think he got into the back of the 24, and Zach Mitchell into the wall. You saw the smoke off the wall indicating that the 24 did touch the outside retaining wall. Now let's see what happens here. Did the gloves come off? Because this time by to be the double high five at the flag stand. It's like Zach Mitchell backed off the back end of the 42 of Max Theriault. Half a second with 10 laps to go is how the race lead shakes out. Chris Hammett as the race leader. Will he hang on? Ryan O'Donnell and the 43 there of Joe Strano battling. It's back there for the 8th spot. 9 to go. Battle for second. Here comes Michael Trevarthen. Remember, he qualified on the outside row. Outside of the front row, I should say. Ooh, Zach Mitchell going to scrape up the right side of the DuPont number 24. Eight to go. Mitchell trying to get back around Michael Trevarthen. So these two battling for third. Final podium spot here tonight. Max Theriault is actually coming. I know we're watching the battle for third right now. Max is closing in on the race leader. Last time by 0.2 of a second faster. So he went from a half a second now to about a quarter of a second. Sideways for the number 6 of Chris Hammett. He'll catch the slower truck. That's the 51. DJ Anderson is being put a lap down here tonight. So DJ Anderson's tonight here tonight at Homestead will end up, well, not where he thought he should have finished. The same with James Skelton. As you see the battle off of turn number 4, here comes the 42 of Max Theriault. Chris Hammett battling for the championship. This could be it. If he doesn't make the pass, will he get another opportunity? 6 to go. The outside going to slip a little bit for Chris Hammett. It's not going to work. Max Theriault to the race lead. Max Theriault with 6 laps to go now inserts himself back to the top spot here tonight. It's Max Theriault, it's Chris Hammett, Michael Trevarthen, Zach Mitchell, Jeffrey Souza, Tony Strano, AJ Hamill, Richard Murdoch, Ryan O'Donnell, and Joe Strano. They will all see the 5 fingers in the air this time. It'll be 5 more times around the speedway here tonight in championship night, brought to us by Mickey's Tax Service here for the Red Light Racing Scrambler Series, presented by the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. As it's time, it's the go time. Does Chris Hammett have anything left in the tank? Can he come back and rally? Remember, he took 2 tires on that final stop there to put him out in front of the 42 of Max Theriault. Theriault took the 4 tires, though, as all you can see, the handling absolutely has gone away from Chris Hammett's machine. Now with just 4 laps to go, Chris Hammett trying to pray that something happens out in front there to the 42. As remember, Chris Hammett came in last season into the Final 4 as he did not have a win last season. He snuck in on points and then won the championship. Tonight, though, he came in with a win into the Final 4. But man, as the laps click away, it may not be his night. As now 3 to go at the line. Max Theriault over Chris Hammett. Michael Trevarthen. That's how they're running. Tony Strano trying to make a move here on A.J. Hamill. Hamill will fire back, though, on the bottom side. He will take the spot, so A.J. Hamill to 7th. Tony Strano back to 8th. Joe Strano trying to still work underneath Ryan O'Donnell back here. This time, they'll let it turn number 4. Wind them up, toss them up. It'll be the popsicle sticks. It'll be 2 laps remaining here. 3 miles of racing in Homestead. The gap is even bigger now from Max Terrell back to Chris Hammett. The 2 tires just not working for Chris Hammett. You see him slip a little bit once again, that time down in turns 1 and 2. The handling is just absolutely gone here tonight for Chris Hammett. Off of turn 4, Max Terriot looking for the white flag, and he will get it. It's the final time, the final trip around the speedway. The 15th race of the season indicates that it is the championship race here tonight. 4 drivers came in: Skelton, Anderson, Hammett, and Terriot. Max just barely slipping into the round of 8, which then got him here into the round of 4. And tonight here at Miami, he will show why he's one of the wiliest veterans of the series and the driver that has come out here tonight and put his foot down. Max Terriot will pick up the win here tonight in Homestead. He will win the championship. It's Max Terriot, Chris Hammett, Michael Trevarthen, Zach Mitchell, and Jeffrey Souza, your top 5. Richard Murdoch, A.J. Hamill, Ryan O'Donnell, Joe Strano, Tony Strano, your top 10. That's how they come down. Here comes Chris Hammett. He's going to give a huge bump to the number 42. So congratulations as those 2 duked it out. They didn't touch each other all race long. They raced each other like gentlemen, and they let the cards fall at the end of the night how they did. And it comes out with Max Terriot having to win tonight's race to win the championship. And that's exactly what he did. As race fans, there he is. This season's champion, the number 42 of Max Terriot. So as he goes down, he'll spin the car around and bring it back to us race fans. The 2nd win of the season for Max Terriot. The 9th top 5 and the 12th top 10 of the season. Not the most wins he's ever picked up in a season, but it's enough to put him at the top spot. There's your champion. So as he comes back here, he'll park the truck, and we'll take a quick break, and we'll get to talk to the top 3 competitors here tonight and see what they got to say after an amazing championship run here tonight in Miami for the Mickey's Tax Service 100.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome back here, race fans of the Miami Homestead Speedway here tonight. The place for the Mickey's Tax Service 100 for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series presented by Red Light Racing. It all came down to the 15th race of the season where 4 drivers came in with a chance to pick up the championship. and it came down to the closing laps here tonight to figure out who it was going to be. It will go to Max Tarrant. He is standing by a little bit over to the side. We'll get to him in just a couple of moments as he is celebrating with his team. Let's start things off, though, with the driver that will finish P number 3 and talk about a night for this driver. How about it, Trevarthen? You qualify on the outside of the front row, and then what was the strategy going to the back?
Well, last night's practice race, I noticed the cars were really loose on the high side. That's kind of where I was sitting, second place, so I didn't really want to get in Max or James or Chris or DJ's way there, cause a big melee and affect the championship drivers. So me and the teammate opted to give up the front row, go to the back, and I guess it really didn't matter. The truck was fast.
Yeah, the truck very fast here, especially late in this one. How was it coming through the field here? Homestead offers 3 different lines of racing.
You could use any 3 lines you wanted to go to, but it really came down to, saving your tires for those longer 25, 26 lap runs we were doing there. So if you wanted some little bit of grip left in them, you had to tiptoe a little bit and, be a little more picky, little choosy with your lines there. But like I said, it all paid off in the end. Glad we ran the practice race last night. I think it helped pay off for tonight.
Well, a great run for you here tonight as you rally back then. I'm going to say, I guess, passing over 3/4 of this field to finish back onto the podium after a great season here on Monday night. Who do you got to thank? Who's back home to make this all possible all season long?
Definitely a big shout out to Turn 3 Racing Network, everything you guys do in the broadcast booth, Roger. Rev Esports, BK Paints, Platinum RV, Dalton, Josh, the work we put in. Like I said, it obviously shows up on the qualifying board and on race day. So definitely want to give a big shout out to Red Light Racing. Like I said, a great group of guys here. Hats off to Max for the championship and Chris for a hell of a second there.
There you hear it tonight. Michael Trevarthen, not one of the championship 4, but rallies into the top 3 at the end of this one. He will finish P number 3. Finishing in P number 2, and he will finish runner-up in the championship here tonight. Chris, a great run for you, and it came down to that 2-tire strategy at the end. Was that something that you had worked up and thought about over the coming weeks, or was that just a Hail Mary at the end?
A little bit column A, a little bit column B. I tried it in practice. I knew it worked okay. I knew it was a little bit slower, and it made an ill-handling truck a little bit more ill-handling. But I knew I had to get in front of him. I wasn't going to run him down and pass him. If I just took 4, we would have ran second to him. And I took 2 and ran second to him, but we gave it a shot. So, yeah, a little bit of a Hail Mary there at the end. A 90-lap race, I'd have had him. So, but, it is what it is. Really happy with tonight. Last night did not go well. Definitely felt like we were the fourth place car out of the 4. So, just trying to hang with them all night. Was hoping for a chance to do some strategy there at the end to give us a shot. And play some strategy and gave us a shot. Just came up, whatever it was, 6 laps short. So, hey, congrats to Max. He's the best driver in this series, and he deserves to win it. So we made him work for it. That's we'll take it. We'll move on.
Last year you came into the championship 4. They looked at you as a complete underdog. What was the mindset coming in here tonight? Was it something of maybe redemption to try and prove yourself that you deserved last season?
I feel like since the championship, and I feel like I had my best year this year. Still only the one win this year, but really ran up front a lot and I showed a lot of speed. I'd like to think they think of me as a legit competitor. I still thought going into this race we were 4th of 4. Max has won all of the races. So is James. And this track is in DJ's wheelhouse. These tight on fuel 1.5 miles are what he does best. So I knew it was going to be a struggle. So I still felt like we were the underdog. Really just was in a position to try some things, and man, it almost paid off. So we'll try to get better. Hopefully, maybe next year we can flip the result.
Well, we look forward to seeing you next year, Chris, though. Who makes this possible back home? I know there's people that are here on the sim and people in the real world that make your racing career go round.
First of all, gotta thank my awesome girlfriend Ashley for letting me hide back here. I love you, baby. I really appreciate it. Gotta thank everybody at Red Light Racing that puts this series on. Man, I really look forward to these races. They're a lot of fun, and a great group of drivers out there. Gotta thank you, Roger, for broadcasting these things. Really appreciate that. Gotta shout out my hero, Mark Martin, on his birthday. Unfortunately, came out one spot short, but I guess that's kind of fitting. So, and then gotta shout out my new teammates over at 4X Racing, Zach Mitchell, Sean Zingle, and Ryan O'Donnell. Appreciate all their help through these playoffs. We tried to get faster. I think we got faster. Just needed a little bit more. But hey, I'll take second. I'll sleep good tonight about it.
Well, there you hear it, Mark Martin himself. I guess we might as well just change his name here, race fans. Chris Hammett tonight pilots the number 6 into P number 2. And now it's the time that you've all been waiting for, us to crown the Season 14 champion. There he is, the number 42 truck here tonight. Max, you pick up the win. You did exactly what you had to do. What was the strategy here? Were you worried when you saw Chris Hammett put the 2 tires on and get out ahead of you?
I just didn't want to see a caution because on the long run, 2 tires I didn't think would hold up, and that's how it went. A little bit too many cautions towards the end of the race made it trickier than it could have been, but it was all I needed.
If this race wouldn't have had the caution flags, what would the strategy have been? As we saw a lot of the Championship 4 competitors kind of staying near each other all night long, pitting at the same time.
I think trying to save for one more lap on fuel and have fresher tires than the other guys, because behind James or DJ, it was just too pushy. I couldn't do anything, so that would have been the strategy there.
Well, luckily for you, you didn't have to worry about that strategy, and then it just came down to you and Chris Hammett. When you wheeled him in with about 8 laps to go, you stuck the nose there a couple of times to let him know you were there. I mean, what was going through your head? Did you think you were going to have to move, or did you just think the tires were going to wear out and you were going to be able to waltz around to the promised land?
Yep, turn 4. That's all I needed. I knew it was getting looser and looser, and if I held the inside line, I would get the run into 1, and just had to be patient.
Well, with this win and the wins you've had this season, this is actually going to be your 2nd win of the season. That will put you now at 43 wins overall in the series. That is the all-time you are now the all-time winningest driver here with Red Light, and you will pick up another championship. What does it mean to now have your name at the top of the wins list? And also, I believe this now puts you in striking distance of possibly in the next year taking the overall championship title wins also in the series.
I still have the same focus. I still want to win the next race, so it's nice numbers, but it's a bonus.
Well, you win here tonight, and you win the championship, Max, so congratulations on winning season number 14, the championship, and the race here tonight at Miami. As we'll roll this red carpet out for you for the final time this season, we're handing you the microphone. Who do you have to thank for another championship?
Well, big thank you to you, Roger, for all season long covering our activities. Josh, James, and Richard for running this Monday night series. Congrats to Chris on another strong finish. I told him if he ran just like he did last season, I'd be fine with that. So running second just like he did to win the championship, but I was in to win it this year, so. And another shout out to my fiance, my girlfriend, my friend Max, and my dad. And then Checkered Flag Auto Supply, which is also a big supporter of this league. So without all of our sponsors, we couldn't probably have the broadcasts and the exporters that we have. So we thank them enough.
There you hear it, your champion, Max Theriault, here tonight, will pick up his 2nd win of the season. He had 2 poles along on the season, along with 9 top 5s and 12 top 10s. And of course, he was able to lead 400 149 laps this season. He is your season 14 champion. Max Terriot will take that trophy back to Canada away from Chris Hammett this season. A heck of a race here at Miami for these drivers, as we were able to go over half this race. Green flag racing before 4 caution flags were thrown here tonight at Miami to slow us down just a little bit, but it still led us into the great finish here tonight between Max Terriot and Chris Hammett. Michael Trevarthen is third across the line with Zach Mitchell and Jeffrey Souza in fifth. Your championship standings will look like this as we leave. Max Terriot, obviously the champion, along with Chris Hammett finishing second. Then it'll be DJ Anderson in third, and it will put James Skelton back into the fourth spot here after dominating early here tonight on championship night. That's gonna about do it though here for us from the Miami Homestead Speedway. We got to thank all the race fans along with all the sponsors this season to make everything possible here with Red Light Racing. So for everybody at Red Light Racing and all of us here at the Turn 3 Racing Network, we hope you enjoyed the season here, and we will catch you for season number 15 in February. So till then, race fans, everybody stay safe, and we'll see you in Turn 3.